Hello everyone, how you doing? So I already did my review of Exit Catacombs of Horror. That should be going up sort of the same time as this one. This one is a spoiler version where I just talk about some of the puzzles. I don't go through them in depth, but I just talk about my thoughts about some of the puzzles. So spoiler free. If you want spoiler free, then find my review. But this one and spoilers for this, I enjoyed it. So I'm just talking about the puzzles. Let's get into it. Alrighty, so I don't want to, make this too long, but what did I think of some of the puzzles? I think there was a lot of observation in this one. I think that there was a lot of thinking and noticing of things. So, with this on this big pull-out page, you probably noticed. You probably noticed that it said hex, but did you notice it was blue? Did you notice that the second dial you pulled out was blue? Luckily, my housemate did. And we noticed that there were different colours, and then when we saw the different colours on the dial, it's like, oh, okay, right. But it is, like I say, it's an observation. Now, some of them were fairly simple, draw a line between X and Y and whatever else. But generally, like I say, other observations, observing these things, observing that you've got these cutouts. And I think this page is a really good example of that because, again, my housemate realised that you had to fold this page over so that you knew what it was that you were solving for one of the puzzles because you had this code and it's like, what's that to do with? So again, observation. I love, occasionally they'll use the rule book in this, and I really enjoyed the cheeky little picture where they were giving you a 3-code digit in here. I thought that was really good fun. The fact that they actually posed for a photograph and did that was wicked. That was so much fun. That was really cool. I'm going to just pick up these things. So again, more observation on these cards. Luckily, my friend housemate noticed straight away that there was one word that didn't have the letter it was talking about. Now, I hadn't started looking at these carefully, but I probably wouldn't have noticed that. I probably would have gone reading through the words to see if there was something in the words and something funky, but I don't know if I would have thought about, it's not got that letter in. Housemate got that straight away with the first card, so again, it was like easy solve, but satisfying. It didn't feel cheap. It didn't feel easy. It just felt like we'd solved it because my housemate happened to solve it and notice it straight away. But again, this is what it was with this one. It was a lot of noticing of stuff. With this one, with the dial and stuff, this is the one where I felt like it was more sort of solvey, more classic escape room, and I liked the little bits that it gave you to look at them, and you had to flip it over and match the lines and stuff like that. I actually really enjoyed that. I thought that was really cool. And so that puzzle I really enjoyed. I really liked that. Other puzzles, the one with the cube, this was great. So I'm not going to pretend that it was hard. We solved it straight away. It was pretty obvious. We saw what it was trying to do as soon as we saw it. We realised really early on, and so it was just simplicity to solve. As an engineer, though, I'm thinking like, okay, it was easy to solve, but to put this puzzle together, how cool is that? How difficult is that? To get a piece of string through a 3D cube to give you 3 separate digits? That's amazing. Like, I don't understand how these people are thinking about this and how they prototype that and get it to work. I was blown away. I thought that was absolutely brilliant. So like I say, it didn't take the longest to solve. My goodness, like I appreciated that puzzle so much. One thing we talked about noticing things. I think I'd accidentally crossed out a different one by mistake, and then we went through, and so the one where you had to solve with this, I realised that we were crossing out the people. Like I realised that as soon as we got the dial. Not sure that we noticed this until a little bit after, so I think we solved this a little bit out of sequence, whereas we weren't supposed to solve it. I don't know. I think we managed to get it slightly out of sequence, but that didn't bother me. It just made it a little bit weird in terms of like, oh, hang on, we've got this card, but we've already solved that. This one, oh my! So this was easy. The crossing out word black, remove black. No problem, easy. But this scratch thing, this was really, really good quality scratch. We couldn't see this. We didn't know it was there. It's just that my housemate, literally thought, take it seriously, remove it, and tried it and saw that there was something underneath. That was brilliant. And here's the thing, I'm going to record a review for Pandemic Season 0 fairly shortly. Now, Season 2 used scratches a lot, and they worked. Season 2, they used scratches a lot, but for some reason the quality was rubbish. This is what this would be brilliant though. This is the sort of thing like I'd love to have seen in the Pandemic Legacies, where there's something that you don't realise you've got to scratch it, until it sort of tells you and you figure it out. But this, they managed to do it where you couldn't see it, but then it scratched off really easily. So something for the Pandemic crew there to think about. But yeah, no. And this all brings me to the final clue. So this is the one with the candle and the column. And I gotta say, so we noticed the letters, we noticed the colours, then you got the little thing, and it's like, I really enjoyed how this worked. I thought it was great, casting a shadow with the column onto the skull, the little skulls that you had, moving it around. It was great. I didn't think it was going to work. Like, we closed the curtains and I was like, there's no way this is going to cast a directional shadow. I was wrong. I was so wrong, and I was so impressed, and I love this puzzle. We did try and solve it a few times early without all the parts, thinking that maybe it was a different puzzle. So that's on me. That's one of those exit things, right? It's like you try and solve a puzzle that you don't have all the information for. But yeah, this one, I love this one. I couldn't believe how well it worked when you lit the candle, you had the column, and it pointed to the skull. I just thought that was brilliant. So there we go. Spoilered review. I absolutely loved Catacombs of Horror. I loved the theme, and I loved the puzzles, and yeah, one of my favourites. Till next time, take care, and bye!